In the red earth village of Ogboko, where mango trees lined the footpaths and goats roamed freely, lived a young man named Okichuku, or Okey as everyone called him. He was known by everyone, but not respected by many. He was the kind of man people noticed only when they wanted to laugh. Why? Because Okey was poor. Not the kind of poor that just meant no car or no phone. No, this was real, dusty, empty-stomach poor. His father died when he was just a boy, crushed by a falling palm tree while working on a farm. His mother, Mommy Gori, tried her best. She sold roasted plantains by the roadside and picked firewood in the bush. Still, most days they only had one meal, sometimes just gari and salt. Okey wore clothes passed down from cousins. He had just one pair of slippers, patched so many times it looked like it was stitched from memories. He didn't complain. He didn't steal. He worked. He helped farmers in exchange for leftover yams. He fetched water for old women who gave him palm oil. In return, he was always smiling, always helpful, but poor. And in the eyes of most villagers, especially the young women, poor meant useless. One of the village girls, Amara, was known for her beauty and loud laughter. She was the kind of girl who wanted to marry someone that owned a car, or at least a motorcycle. Her nails were always painted, her dresses always tight, and her phone always in her hand. Okey liked her. He had liked her since they were children, back when they both played by the stream and used mango leaves as plates. But things had changed. Now she barely greeted him. One day, he tried to talk to her, greet her politely. She laughed, turned to her friends, and said loud enough for all to hear, "Imagine Okey thinking he can talk to me. Aho me. Does hunger now give people confidence?" The girls laughed. Okey stood there, a quiet smile on his face, and said nothing. But that day changed something in him. That night, under the leaking roof of his mother's mud house, he whispered to the darkness, "They laugh at my slippers, but they haven't seen my steps. Let the world wait." The next morning, with only a nylon bag and a small transport fare borrowed from his uncle, Okey left the village. No ceremony, no goodbyes, just a note to his mother that read, "Mama, I'm going to find something. Keep praying." Okey arrived in Port Harcourt with nothing. He slept in an uncompleted building for weeks. During the day, he went around looking for any kind of work. He washed cars, carried blocks, sold sachet water. Whatever brought in 50, he did it. And slowly he saved. One day, while helping a mechanic fix a customer's car, he watched how the man adjusted wires and pipes. Something clicked in Okey's brain. He asked questions. The mechanic laughed but allowed him to stay. That was the beginning. Okey became a mechanic apprentice. He swept the floor, washed engine parts, and stayed late at night. He watched YouTube videos on his boss's phone. He practiced wiring in his sleep. In 3 years, he could fix anything with wheels. Then he started repairing tricycles, then buses, then generators. He didn't party, didn't chase girls, didn't post on Facebook. He worked, he saved, he planned. By the time 5 years had passed, Okey had opened his own mechanic shop, Okey Motors. By the 6th year, he had a staff of 10 and contracts with 3 logistics companies. By the 7th year, he had a house in Eliozu, a Toyota Highlander, and land in 2 states. And then, he returned to Ogboko. It was on a Saturday afternoon. People were at the market when the cars came, 4 shiny black Jeeps, windows tinted, tires clean like they hadn't touched a single stone. Everyone ran to see who it was. When the door opened and Okey stepped out, fresh-bearded, gold watch on his wrist, wearing white egg bata, the crowd went silent. Then they screamed, "Okey, is it you? Okey the mechanic. Ah, see how God can lift a man. Your enemies have failed." Children danced. Old women wept. The village bell was rung. Even the chief sent a servant to call him. Okey just smiled and walked straight to his mother's compound, which he rebuilt months earlier in secret. Now a beautiful bungalow with white paint and flowers. His mother came out, saw him, and knelt in joy. He lifted her crying. Word spread faster than fire. Women who once hissed at him now wore lipstick and came casually to greet him. Even Amara came. She wore a red wrapper, gold earrings, and carried a plate of hot jollof rice. "Okay," she said, "long time ol'. I'd missed our childhood friendship. You've really done well for yourself." He smiled. "Thank you." She giggled. "Maybe you can take me to see your new place in Port Harcourt." He looked at her, the same girl who once called him a walking hunger, and calmly replied, "If you didn't see me when I was walking, you don't deserve to sit with me now that I'm flying." She froze. He thanked her for the food, gave it to a passing child, and walked away. Later that year, Okey married a quiet woman named Eber, a nurse he met in a small clinic during his hustle days. She had helped him when he fainted from malaria years ago, even paid for his drugs when he couldn't. She didn't know he'd one day be rich. She just had a kind heart. Their wedding shut down Ogboko. Musicians played, helicopters flew, politicians came. Okey gave scholarships to 30 village children and built a computer lab for the community school. Yet he remained simple. One day, I asked him why he didn't show off more. After all, he had more money than anyone in 5 towns. He said something I'll never forget. "Money should change your story, not your soul. If you use money to chase those who once ignored you, you're still poor, just with better clothes." And so, the story of Okey the despised, who became Okey the desired, is now told from palm wine joints to village squares. It's used to teach children not to laugh at those who are struggling, and to remind girls and boys too, that wealth comes and goes, but character stays. So, if you ever pass through Ogboko, and you see a bungalow with red flowers, and children running around laughing, know that the man inside was once poor, forgotten, and mocked, and yet he rose, not just with money, but with grace.